After planning this bin site for over a year and working on the thing for the last 6 months, today is the day we're gonna use it. Before we put any corn in this, we just wanna make sure everything is working, because something like this sweep, if it's not working and you get 100,000 bushels of corn above it, good luck. I mean, good luck. If we look at the floor, we're gonna notice a couple things. First thing that sticks out to me is this ring that's on the floor. The wheels of this sweep actually run on that. I guess they need it as a track, or if there's weight on it. I don't know. There's one on the center too. And last but not least, I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but we have like 8 of these cable things hanging down from the ceiling, and this is our grain monitoring system. So this is AGI's SureTrack, and this is gonna tell us how full the bin is, the temperature of the bin, moisture level of the bin. It tracks all this stuff over time, and it actually sends it to our phone, so I can have a live reading of what the inside of the bin looks like. I can see temperature change over time, moisture change over time, so that way we know if we're getting a hot spot anywhere. And we also have sensors on the top that go to the power vent fans, so if we get carbon dioxide levels too high up there indicating spoilage, first off, it's gonna give me a notification, and then secondly, it's gonna kick those fans on, help keep the bin cool. And then those things also talk to the regular bin fans that blow air from the outside of the bin in. So if it's starting to get a little sticky inside there, those things are synced up to the weather station, and then they say, hey, we're at certain humidity parameters and temperature parameters, kick those fans on automatically, so that way we can keep that grain stored as long as possible. This is the box that controls all that stuff, so we can turn everything to auto, we can do stuff manually. I got some learning to do, because that's going to be cool. Right now we just have this bin on it, but next year we'll hopefully do that bin. And I believe with that SureTrack system, there's some other really cool things we can do, like sync our auger motors up to it. So then it tells us, like if I'm out in the field, I can make sure that the dryer auger is running, and then the overhead stuff's running, the pit's running, so I know full status of what's going on basically at any given moment.
Whoa! Take a look way down there.
We could go up another couple stories yet, I guess.
Hopefully our conveyor's straight. When you look at it from this angle, it looks like it bows a little bit. There's a door there. Let's peek in there and see what we got. What does that do? Thought maybe it was a door to look down at the conveyor belt.
That is the door, okay.
Cole's trying to get some rock on these low spots so our semi don't hit it and go boom, boom.
And hopefully it doesn't put a bunch of rocks in the pit.
That's kind of one thing we don't want to be really coming in, hitting low spots, going choom, choom, choom. Smoother the landing pad, the better it is.
We decided to only put 40,000 bushels, not 40,000 bushels, 40,000 pounds on this white semi, because this is so soft yet. We need to kind of pack it in layers as we go, and if we came in here with the full semi, it might sink too much, and we might not be able to get up it. This area down here is pretty packed, but as we get into the area where we started building the ramp, that's a lot of loose fill. Let's wash the tires. It's good.
We want to run it first?
Yeah, maybe start
just
it.
For a minute, just to make sure nothing major lands in your sump.
Yeah, might be all right.
Test, and then you just hit the start button.
Is it working? So quiet. You broke it.
Oh, it tells us they light up as they go.
Oh. Yeah, everything goes.
Stinking rocks!
The very, very first load of the year ever going in this.
All right, we should see the first corn come in here in just a second. Oh, first kernels. Oh, geez. Nice black corn.
We got just a little bit of hold up. There was a little bit of crud in the bottom of this pit, and it went right on the new floor in the bin, and we want to get that cleaned up and stuff swept up so we're not starting out with crud on our floor. because if it plugs up, I don't want to have to make the boys go down there and scoop it all out. So we're just letting everything shine up, make sure everything's working before we open it up fast.
This conveyor's not taking the corn away fast enough. Head and leg are overfilling this tube. It starts just backing up right here, and then that's the overflow. After a bunch of finagling around and kind of plugging an auger, we got this set at 40 hertz now. That's at 45. Our leg's at 60, and our top drive doesn't have a VFD on it, so that's just automatically wired at 60. So I think we're gonna pick some corn now. I think we might need to open our concaves a little bit. When it comes to the adjustments on the combine, we're looking for a few things on the ground. So big thing I'm looking at is cobs. We don't want to have kernels on it like this. And we also don't want to be finding them where they're all broken up in these tiny little pieces. We want to be having entire cobs just like this. Whole cobs with no kernels. Once we get that dialed in, we'll know our concaves are set where they need to be. And then we need to check to make sure we don't have too many kernels of corn on the ground. For that, we just do the old-fashioned dig test. We're gonna dig down to the dirt, and we're gonna see how many kernels of corn are on the ground. We go to an area and we pull it back, and we find 2 kernels of corn in a square foot. That means we're losing a bushel or $5 per acre out the back of the combine. I'm also gonna look in front of the combine, see what kind of butt shelling we're possibly getting. Butt shelling is when you're taking your corn and it's really dry and it falls into the combine, and when it smacks the bottom, a bunch of kernels break off just like that. As you can see, got a couple right there, some right there. Yeah, we are getting a little butt shelling, aren't we?
Alright, we're gonna go dump another load at the co-op here. Hey, I took that sample up and had her test it. 15.3.
You ready to eat some lunch?
Neva just texted me. She says, I'm starving.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
I'll show you how this works here. I jump out of the semi, I land on the ground, and I probably do a belly flip or something, but then I walk over to the trailer, I kind of look down, make sure everything's okay, and we're gonna head into the building, so we gotta turn on the power unit to get this started. Eventually there'll be a switch out here. Daddy Cornstar will walk up to, be one button, I push it and it starts up. So anyhow, we go over here, we turn the door, we're gonna walk up to it, push it, there's a button, start, and we're filling that bin. So I push start, the overhead will start up, and then the leg will start up, and then the auger coming out of the pit will start up. I don't even have to touch them. They're letting everything pick up speed, but that one there will turn green in a second. It's letting the next one get started. Okay, now that one's started. Now the augers in the pit will start here in a second. All right, now we go outside, start unloading, and when the truck gets empty, all of them will shut off. The last one first when it gets empty, and then the next one as it gets empty, it will shut off all the way up top. Right now we're still playing with the speeds because we can control the speeds on each motor. Well, right now, this morning we were overfilling the top conveyor, so we're playing with the numbers. I don't know you can see in there or not, but there is corn filling up the bin. Hopefully, and I don't know if it'll be this fall yet, but once we get all done and next year, we'll get everything leveled out here really nice, but we'll worry about that a little later. Well, it'd be really, really nice if someday the boys get trailers that we push a button and I won't even have to get out. The doors open up, boom, well, we'll have to have a button out here or something so I can drive by and reach my little finger out, push the button. Won't even have to get out of the truck.
Holy smokes, are you kidding me? I went in the office to edit for 3 hours. They got all that done. Oh my goodness. Normally this whole field would take us a really solid full day. Like, we've never got this done in one day. Ow. You guys look down in there. She's full of corn, but everything's on sensors on the motors, so Dad's gonna drive off. Everything will turn off automatically, and when he comes back, it'll be empty and ready to be filled again. After doing about 60 acres, it is apparent that the one grain cart is simply not going to keep up with the combine. By the time the grain cart gets to the semi, the combine's already full, ends up sitting for like 5 minutes. So we're gonna be running a second cart. This is the OG cart. This is what we ran forever. We got the John Deere 4840 on a Brent 674. Oh boy, first unload on the go in this thing in years. Okay, that is my spout.
That one you're pushing now brings up the slide gate. It's going up.
Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, look at that, baby. It's one of the grain carts I learned to drive on. The other grain cart, you get spoiled because you can move that spout on the end of the auger, and you can also move the auger. But on this one, where you're at's where you're at. Will Neva be full after this dump?
Yeah, I'll come down this way.
What kind of cup holder is that? It's like an inch deep. Oh, whoops, I hit the smallest bump in the world and my water fell out. Sometimes you just see Cooper randomly take off. He's actually on the road right now. He was right over here. And
It's too far away, Neva. You might have to come back up and around on me or something. Talk about a trick shot, man. I smoked in with my snoot, he flew in the air, and he flew right in the head, and I stuck him.
Cooper is not a fan of having possums or raccoons in the field, so he actively uses the combine as a vehicle to take care of them. The grain cart that Neva's running can hold 1,300 bushels, so a semi is about 1,000 bushels, so it can hold a little more than a semi. And the one that I'm pulling holds about 600 or so. Basically, what I do is I sit here and I wait till Neva gets full, and then while she's off dumping on the semi, then I run out, I get a load on Cooper, so when he's full and he doesn't unload on the go on me, basically one dump, I'm full, I come back and I fill a half a semi. I mean, is the second grain cart super necessary? I would argue it is, because the combine has not had to stop at all since I've been out here, so I'm gonna go as far as saying we are improving our efficiency by 20% by having the second grain cart here. If we have the manpower to do it, we're gonna keep running the two carts, but some days we might not. We'll have to stick to the one and just boogie across. But for right now, this is working pretty good. We really didn't get started till about after lunch, and we set a record day. We did 100 acres, and we combined over 20 semi-loads, over 20,000 bushels in a half stinking day. Absolutely crazy. But that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.